Hello, is it me you're looking for? Weren't expecting that one, were you? Aye, that was a wee bit of Lionel Richie for everyone to start the podcast off a little bit differently, but anyway, after making a fool of myself. Hello, welcome to podcast 6, just me today. Just kind of like the last couple or the last few have been pretty long. They have been 2 hours, 1 hour, and then 2 hours. So I thought I would just do a shorter one this week, just to keep it short and sweet. And yeah, I just want to kind of say, like, the feedback from last week's podcast has been pretty amazing. Me and John were always a little bit kind of scared of doing the podcast and talking about some of the stuff we were talking about, and we're just so happy that people have got something from it. We've had quite a lot of messages between us to say that people really enjoyed it. Some people were relating to it, taking something away from it, which is just amazing. Because again, I've said this about a million times, I think, but it's the whole point in doing this is that to add value to people who take the time to follow me and what I do, to take the time to try and give out some free knowledge, information, help, talking from my own personal experiences, getting the guys on to talk about their own personal experiences. I think that if they can always take something from somebody else's story, there's always going to be someone who can relate to that, especially when it's something like fat loss or alcohol and lifestyle. And it's been cool. It's been really cool, and you know what? It makes it all worthwhile doing this and taking the time out to do it and edit and do the video. And so thanks so much to anyone who's listening, to anyone who's giving feedback, and I love you all. Okay, so what am I going to talk about today? I'm going to talk about my training or lack of and diet over the last wee while. It is only 3.5 weeks until I go to Brighton to do the Olympic distance triathlon there. My first one in a couple of years, my first full one in 3 years actually, and I'm excited, super excited. I'm looking forward to it. However, I'm a little bit scared, and people might think that's a bit mad because I've done a couple before. However, the last wee while has not been ideal preparation for it, if I'm being 100% honest. And this is what I'm talking about today, because I know for a fact that a lot of people can relate to that, and that things not going perfectly when it comes to preparation for an event or even just training and dieting in general. That fucking life gets in the way and shit happens, and we need to deal with it. And you can go up two ways. You can keep the head and get on with it, or it can kind of fall by the wayside. Is that I'm dead bad for saying stuff like that, and it's not right, and then it makes me sound like a bit of an idiot. Fall by the wayside. I can't even really remember the sentence I was saying there, but yeah, things could fall apart, and that's the worst thing that could happen, because it doesn't need to be like that. So this all started, like, obviously I signed up for the Brighton Triathlon a wee while ago now, months and months ago. I'd already started kind of triathlon training. I got the bug back when I got a new bike last year, and I was going out regular cycles. I was adding running into my weekly routine, I was already playing football, which is obviously running and cardio in itself. And yeah, I got the bug back for that type of training, and I decided that I wanted to get back into triathlon. I told myself after I finished my second triathlon that I wanted to do an Ironman one day, and as I've said in a previous podcast, I'm now the type of person that when I say I want to do something, I need to get it done. I need to do it. So this is still a goal of mine, and that's the bigger picture here. Triathlon this year. I'm gonna look at doing a half Ironman next year, and then the full Ironman in the year after that, maybe even the year after that. All depends how life goes, really, because it could be even longer than that. But an Ironman is like ultimate test of endurance, and on another level. And I've been finding the training for this hard, so who knows? But I'll do it. But yeah, we need to wait and see when. So yeah, so I had got to get that was a game plan. Olympic triathlon distance this year: 1,500 metre swim, 40 km cycle, and 10k run. Third attempt. Going to see what I can do. Chose Brighton because it's an awesome place. I've been there and loved it. The swim is in the sea, which is different. Open water swimming in itself is, pretty fucking hard, but jumping in the sea with the current and the waves, it's going to be even harder. But I just thought it was a different challenge and go for it. So yeah, I'd been training pretty well. However, obviously it was quite away in the distance, so my training wasn't anything crazy. I was ticking along nicely. I was getting fitter as I went on week by week. But yeah, like work got a bit crazy, and training started to not fall back a bit, but I wasn't increasing it to the levels I would ideally have liked to at that point. And well, yeah, that was the first thing that kind of happened. I was like, shit, because basically, like what I've always said is that one of the reasons for doing triathlon is because I want to prove some kind of myths, wrong, in the fact that I think people think if you're a triathlon you can't do weights and build muscle and have big legs and trying to build a bigger back and bigger chest, and I think the opposite way around as well. If you're doing weights and you're getting bigger, then you can't do cardio. It's totally not true. It's two totally different types of training, and with smart nutrition and recovery, you can do both. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to be losing muscle that I've built doing the triathlon. And that's again something that I was just wanting to show as well. So weight training is really important to me. I absolutely love doing it. It's the thing that got me into the lifestyle of training, was finding weights, absolutely loving it and sticking to it, being consistent with it, and that's how I changed my body. So the weights are always going to be there, and I've never wanted to kind of let that slip in the process of training for this triathlon. But basically a few weeks ago, I was finding it quite difficult when I was doing the triathlon training. I was doing weight training and then doing triathlon training alongside it in the week, and running with sore legs, swimming with sore shoulders or sore back, sore chest, cycling with sore legs, sore back. It's not the easiest thing. It can make it really hard to, just do it, because you're kind of like, oh god, my legs are killing me. For leg training, I really can't face going running. But again, it's kind of part of the enjoyment. Part of the enjoyment for me, to push through those barriers and push myself to the limits, and that's why I love the endurance training, because I love pushing myself to limits I never thought I would possibly be able to do, kind of 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. So it was tough, but I was managing to do it all, and it was ticking over okay. And then basically I've had this it was unexpected. It was kind of spur of the moment, changing circumstance, to where I was living a few weeks ago, and yeah, it's just like things kind of have been really hard over the last few weeks to stay on top of. my sleep isn't there, so I've been tired a lot, which is never good for training, obviously. My diet has been way out of sync from what it usually is because I haven't had the preparation there for lunches and dinners. I was pretty much living off Boots meal deals and easy to go to food and takeaways. Yep, takeaways. Not ideal, not great. But it's just how it's been over the last few weeks. Things are getting a bit better now in regards to my own preparation and getting things sorted. But yeah, like time wise, energy wise, work's been crazy, busier than ever, and elite with my clients, doing the podcast. I run a football team. I'm in a band. You know, time is hard to come by sometimes, and to try and fit in the weights and the triathlon training, it's been tough, man. Between the time and being pretty much too drained to do it, it's not been what it should be over the last few weeks. But there's reasons for that, and as much as I have beat myself up over it a little, I've not beat myself up over it nearly as much as I would have done maybe like a year or two ago, because yeah, this this is life and shit happens that we need to deal with, and I've just done my best. Like I haven't just. This is the thing. The point I'm trying to get to is that yeah, things haven't been great. Sleep's not been there. Diet's not been there. Time hasn't been there. However, I haven't just went fuck this. I can't do it. I'm going to pull out the triathlon, or I'm going to stop doing my weights altogether, or I'll just wing it and see how it goes on the day. I've done my best. I've pushed myself to go out running at 9 o'clock at night after work when I've been absolutely knackered. I have went swimming outdoors every Wednesday for the last 6 weeks. I've blocked that time off in my diary to make sure I get it done, because I needed to get it done to practice the open water swimming, because it's probably the weakest, or it was the weakest part of the three disciplines. But I've made sure I got that swimming done at least once a week. The pool training hasn't really been there what it should be over the last few weeks, but I've managed to get the open water swimming done. And I've tried to get out for some cycles, and if I haven't, I've done the walk bike in the gym after weights when I can. So I've been doing my best. Yeah, I've not got the volume in that I've wanted to, but I've done what I can, and that is better than just saying to hell with it because I'm too tired or I don't have the time. Nobody forced me to sign up for a triathlon. I signed up because I wanted to do it, and I still really want to do it. I still love the training. Sometimes it's just hard to initially get it started and get it done. Once I'm doing it, I always love it, and I need to always remember that. I went into the gym the day and I done an upper body weight session, and then straight after it I done 20 minutes max effort on the bike and 20 minutes max effort on the treadmill. And I had about 5 hours sleep last night because it's just crap sleep. And I was really thinking to myself, maybe I'll just do it tomorrow, but I've got other stuff to do tomorrow training wise, so I'm like, no, I need to get it done. Just get it done. If it's crap, it's crap, but do what you can. I've done it and it was great. I actually really enjoyed it, and I actually done really well. When I first started training again for triathlon months and months ago, I couldn't do a 5k without stopping. I couldn't do it. I had to stop with a stitch and for breaths, and today I pretty much, I wouldn't say sprinted, but a fast run non-stop for 22 minutes without stopping. So there's great progress there, and I can obviously do back to doing 10k's without stopping, but just for the effort that I was putting in today with the speed to do that continuously for that amount of time, I was really, really pleased with. And yeah, it was a good session. So I just need to basically do my best and do what I can over the next couple of weeks, and what will be. And the fact that I'm going to go down there and give it my all and try my best is the main thing, and I have done my best in training, and we'll see what happens. I'm sure I'll be okay. But again, if I don't get the best time that I'm looking for, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. The goal will be done. I will do it, and then I can move on to the next goal after that. Diet wise, like, the thing is with diet, it hasn't been great. The food that I've been eating hasn't been up to the usual standard of food that I like to get in, the amount of nutrient and whole foods that I like to get in. There's been too much quick, easy options. There's been takeaways. I'm not gonna lie, like, I've got into the house at night with nothing in the fridge, and I've ordered in crap. So that's going to contribute to maybe why I haven't felt so great. However, because I have probably been under eating in general overall with the calories, my body fat levels haven't really changed. I haven't put on weight. If anything, I've actually lost a couple of pounds when I wouldn't want to, but because I've been so busy, I've been quite stressed, the overall eating hasn't been what I usually eat, the amount. So even though I've been eating a bit of crap and some convenience foods, calories is what matters when it comes to fat loss and fat gain. And because the calories, for the amount of calories I've been burning on a daily basis, whether it's just a normal day, a training day, or a triathlon day, my calories haven't actually been where they've needed to be, even though I've been eating a bit of convenience rubbish food, and I still look the same as I did before all this kind of shit happened. And my weight's actually down a little bit, so that's again something that I need to look at and go, right, okay, food options and choices haven't been great, but I haven't been piling on body fat. It's not really going to affect the triathlon because I'm not holding X amount more body fat than what I would have done if I had ate better. And that's important as well, because I could have just, stuffed my face when I was like stressed or feeling rubbish about lack of training, but I knew that my diet wasn't great anyway, so I had to really watch the amounts of food that I was eating, and because I was kind of tracking my intake and knowing I wasn't eating too much overall, it's in a physique sense, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. So if things aren't great, we just need to remember to basically nail the basics. If our training's not there, stay on top of the diet, track our intake, make sure we're not overeating, make sure we're not having too many calories in general. Even if our training's not there, or if our diet isn't perfect, it's never going to be perfect. What you're looking for is consistency of how much you're actually eating, and the better you eat, the better you'll feel. But when it comes to gaining weight, the most important thing is that you don't just say to hell with it and just eat when and what you want, because you will gain weight that way. You just need to try and stay on top of how much you're eating, and then when you're in a better place to then manage your food better, get a better food shop in, or cooking or whatever it may be, then you can start to prep your meals again and eat a lot better and a lot healthier. But it's just important that when one thing goes wrong, we don't just let the rest of it just all fall away because that one thing's not there. So if diet's not there, we keep training, even though if you're not eating the right foods, or you're not eating enough, or you're eating too much. Stick with your training, keep your steps up, burn calories, and you won't just pile on loads of weight. And that's what I mean when, like, you try not to beat yourself up too much when things aren't going great. Just do your best, focus on other areas that you can control, and don't go back the way. We might not go forwards in those situations. If you're trying to get lean, you might not be blasting away loads of body fat, but you won't set yourself back weeks and weeks of hard work if you stay on top of the basics. Caloric intake, steps, and just exercise, just training, and cardio, weights, football, dancing, whatever it may be, and try not to go off on alcohol or food binges. And just remember that deep down, eating well and exercising will always make you feel better, no matter the situation. When you release those endorphins and you get the music in and you're in the zone, it's like your troubles go away for that little bit and you just feel better about everything, about how you feel, about how you look, about how your headspace is. I walked away from the gym today feeling amazing, like absolutely amazing, because I knew I gave it everything. I smashed the training, I had my favourite music in, and alright, I got a rubbish sleep last night, and I wasn't feeling great before it. I felt so good after it, so good. And I've started to get the diet back together as well. I've been getting my overnight oats made. I've been buying some good cuts of salmon for my lunches, and just snacking on healthier foods. And I've got food in the fridge tonight to prep for tomorrow, to make sure I'm top of it tomorrow, and then that'll be me. A couple of days of consistency. Got to have good food shopping, which obviously helps and stop me from eating convenience food or phoning stuff in, because that's not what you want to do. And I think that's kind of it for this week's podcast. As I said, it was a wee bit shorter than usual, but the last few have been pretty long, so thanks for anyone who's stuck those out and listened to them. And if you haven't, go back and listen to them, because there's some good stuff on those podcasts with Ebe, Stevie and John, and then a couple with just me before that. So I think I'm going to do a triathlon special podcast, maybe next week or probably the week after, actually, because then it'll be the week of the triathlon, where I'm going to talk about how I started doing triathlon, how my first one went, and the amount of absolute fuck ups I made in the lead up to and during that triathlon, but how I learned from it. And the second one was a lot better, and just talking about how the difference in training and nutrition is between that and my weight training, and how I'm kind of deal with it all going forward. So that's me, done for the day. Been in since 7:30 this morning. It's 9:10 p.m. home time for a wee munch and maybe a game of FIFA, I'm thinking. Or I started watching Goliath last night on Amazon Prime. Billy Bob Thornton seems to be pretty legit, so I might just chill and watch that. So thanks a lot for listening, watching, however you have done it, and see you again next time. Bye.